Thank you. Let us enter into worship with the words of Reverend Gretchen Haley. Give up the fight for some other moment, some other life than here and now. Give up the longing for some other world, the wishing for other choices to make, of other songs to sing, of other bodies, other ages, other countries, other stakes. Purge the past, forgive the future, for each come too soon. Surrender only to this life, this hour, this day. Not because it does not constantly break your heart, but because it also beckons with beauty, startles with delight. If only we keep waking up. This is the gift we have been given. These body clothes, this heartbreak, this pulse, this breath, this light, these friends, this hope. Here we remember ourselves, all a part of it, giving thanks together. Come, let us worship. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit to join our voices in our opening hymn 360 in the gray hymnal, Here We Have Gathered.
Please remain standing. as Julia Lawrence lights our chalice this morning with these words of Linda Barnes. Suspended between all that was and all that might be, we struggle to find this very moment, to live this very moment. Let us sit together for a moment and savor this moment. Let us relish this between time where past meets future. Let us harbor a faith that reminds us that right now, right here, is enough. It is now time for our story for all ages. I invite you to gather around as we hear a special story titled The Letter, from the book Frog and Toad Are Friends, written by and illustrated by Arnold Lobo. Toad was sitting on his front porch. Frog came along and said, "What is the matter, Toad? You are looking sad." "Yes," said Toad, "this is my sad time of day. It is the time when I wait for the mail to come. It always makes me very unhappy." "Why is that?" asked Frog. "Because I never get any mail," said Toad. "Not ever?" asked Frog. "No, never," said Toad. "No one has ever sent me a letter. Every day my mailbox is empty. That is why waiting for the mail is a sad time for me." Frog and Toad sat on the porch, feeling sad together. Then Frog said, I have to go home now, Toad. There is something that I must do." Frog hurried home. He found a pencil and a piece of paper. He wrote on the paper. He put the paper in an envelope, and on the envelope he wrote, "A letter for Toad." Frog ran out of his house. He saw a snail that he knew. "Snail," said Frog, "please take this letter to Toad's house and put it in his mailbox." "Sure," said the snail, "right away." Then Frog ran back to Toad's house. Toad was in bed, taking a nap. "Toad," said Frog, "I think you should get up and wait for the mail some more." "No," said Toad, "I am tired of waiting for the mail." Frog looked out at Toad's mailbox. The snail was not there yet. "Toad," said Frog, "you never know when someone may send you a letter." No, said Toad, "I do not think anyone will ever send me a letter." Frog looked out the window. The snail was not there yet. "But Toad," said Frog, "someone may send you a letter today." "Don't be silly," said Toad. "No one has ever sent me a letter before, and no one will send me a letter today." Frog looked out the window. The snail was still not there. Frog, why do you keep looking out the window? Asked Toad. Because now I am waiting for the mail. But there will not be any, said Toad. Oh, yes, there will, said Frog, because I have sent you a letter. You have, said Toad. What did you write in the letter? Frog said, I wrote, Dear Toad, I am glad that you are my best friend. Your best friend, Frog. Oh, said Toad, that makes a very good letter. Then Frog and Toad went out onto the front porch to wait for the mail. They sat there, feeling happy together. Frog and Toad waited for a long time. 4 days later, the snail got to Toad's house and gave him the letter from Frog. Toad was very pleased to have it. And that's the end. Thank you for listening.
A quick note here, we are so blessed that so many of us in this space are able to bring a gift to a family in need. If you just put the initial on the package, please see Cindy after worship and we'll make sure to get the rest of the information that we need on those gifts, so thank you. And now, I invite Evelyn of our Leadership Development and Nominating Committee to lead us in a volunteer recognition.
Good morning. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Evelyn Grimm, and I represent the Leadership Development and Nominating Committee, better known as LDNC, along with Lynn Schaefer. This morning, on behalf of the entire congregation, we would like to honor and thank the members and friends of Channing Memorial Church who contribute to the spiritual growth of our congregation through their assistance with worship and learning. As I call your name, please stand up if you are able. If you are participating on Zoom, feel free to switch to gallery view and wave when I call your name. And first, I would like to thank those responsible for assisting with Sunday morning worship. Our current liturgy team is Ann Eldenari, David Fu, and Virginia Voigt. And also Ostara Holyoke served until recently when she was elected to the board. Next, a thank you to our musicians, David Fu, Dan Ballone, and Bob Boguslaw. And our reunited choir, I'm not going to name all the choir members, but please, if you're in the choir, please stand up. Our ushers are coordinated by Ken Kalamuck, and the usher team is Ken Hart, Jim Vincent, Andrea Holt, Larry Bonander, and Tom Toigo. And as we need more technology for our services, our Zoom hosts are Eric Smith, Kathy Fu, Matthew Landon, and Dave Longstaff. And our videographers are Dan Ballone, Angela Lesperance, Sherry Thomas, and Chris Lynch. So when you contemplate Sunday morning services, this is the team that puts it all together. Next, a big thank you to those who provide learning opportunities and fellowship through discussion groups, classes, and small group ministries. Our Covenant Circle is led by Rebecca Burney. Our men's group is led by Ken Hart. And book club is also facilitated by Ken Hart. Our Exennial Soul Matters is facilitated by Eric Smith. And Soul Collage is facilitated by Chris Tasowski. And I would like to send a thank you to Kathy Fu and Lynn Schaefer, who are currently researching learning opportunities for children and families at a time when religious education needs are changing across Unitarian Universalism as well as other denominations. On behalf of the entire congregation, we truly appreciate all that you do.
Thank you, Evelyn, and thank you to each and every one of our dedicated volunteers. Please remain seated for our prayer hymn, number 18 in the Great Hymnal, What Wondrous Love This Is. We hold in our hearts this morning the Williams family. Cindy recently mourned the anniversary of the loss of her beloved sister-in-law, Diane. May Diane always be held in the loving embrace by all of those who mourn her passing. May we in this moment offer prayers of peace and love towards this family steeped in loss. May the memories of Diane be a blessing. We hold in prayer our older members and friends as they age and face new challenges and difficult life decisions. May their transitions be smooth, welcoming peace and a renewed hope for the future. In the silence that follows the spoken prayer, you are invited to come forward and light a candle for any joys or concerns you hold in your heart this morning. Spirit of love and life, source of all that is, blessed be the space and time we share in this moment, here together as a sacred and hallowed collection of kindred souls, journeying together towards faith and love and peace. May this moment be a sacred moment. May you, beloved essence, imbue our spirits with the blessings of presence. May this moment and every moment be a pause, a respite, a refuge, nourishing our hearts and spirits and souls. Blessed Spirit, may we know what it means to settle in the now, just as do the trees and clouds and cool winter air. May we release the woes of yesterday and free ourselves from the worries of tomorrow. May we release ourselves from the bondage of times past and the fear of that which is yet to come. Settle instead in each blessed moment. May we know the anger within, and may we know the love within, and may we be present with both, welcoming the ills and wonders of each blessed life. May wonder, mystery, and awe pervade our spirits, filling our hearts with a sacred pause, and may we companion one another on this journey towards peace. Blessed, beloved, inner peace. May we breathe in a tranquil stillness and breathe out a soothing love. May it be so, and amen. I light a candle for the joys and concerns of those beloveds joining us virtually, and I light a candle for all else that we hold in our hearts and our minds this morning. If your heart is hurting, know that your community is here to help, as am I. Please reach out with any needs.
A few minutes ago, our chalice lighting ritual served as a symbol of our coming together and of our being together in this sacred space. And now the ritual of the offering reminds us of the great power that we have when we share with one another. Each of us gives our time, our talent, and our treasure. And by doing so, it is together that we make our church and its beloved community. For those of you watching the service online, you may contribute to a virtual offering plate using the donate button on our website or by mailing a check to the church office. I now invite the ushers forward to receive the offering. For all that you give and all that you do for our church and its wider community concerns, we give thanks. These words by the author Eckhart Tolle. Unease, anxiety, tension, stress, worry. All forms of fear are caused by too much future and not enough presence. Guilt, regret, resentment, grievances, sadness, bitterness, and all forms of non-forgiveness are caused by too much past and not enough presence. And now let us hear the words of the 13th century poet, scholar, and theologian Rumi. This being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. I now invite you to rise in body or spirit, to join our voices in hymn number 331 from the Gray Hymnal, Life is the Greatest Gift of All.
To live in the past is to know depression. To reside in the future is to steep oneself in anxiety. To find that balance of the in-between, to inhabit presence in the current moment, that is to truly know peace. This is a continuum I encounter and have encountered regularly as a minister and a chaplain. How can we settle ourselves in the here and now? How can we engage with the presence of the current moment? In reflecting upon these sentiments, I thought of an experience I had when I served as a chaplain in a university hospital in New Jersey. When I arose each day with the intent of connecting the mortal with the immortal, the finite with the infinite, guiding individual souls through the spirit of the divine. I curated my rounds each morning, some a single isolated visit, others regular patients of whom daily or weekly interactions provided what they needed and desired while struggling with their own ill health. One of my regular patients was a woman awaiting a looming intensive medical procedure. Focused too on the past, she held a depression in the life that she had lived. Through my training, I tried to intuit what she needed. Her body yearned for that sacred and holy peace found in the present moment. And so, each morning, I sat alongside her hospital bed as we colored and produced basic pieces of art. In that moment, alongside an array of paper and pencils and pens and markers, we focused solely on colors and outlines and shapes and shadows. In that moment, a short moment encountered each morning, she found the peace that she needed to persevere. Over the course of several days, she began to find hope, to find beauty, to find contentment. She began to heal her aching spirit. This is the power of the current moment. I invite us to bring religion into this practice. Buddhism is a faith dedicated to the exercise of mindfulness and residing in the present moment of which we find ourselves in during each minute, hour, and day. To live with great purpose and intention in the here and now, just as my patient did with her markers and colored paper. Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh offers that with these practices of mindful breathing and movement and meditation, we, quote, become alive again. We are like dead people reborn. It is a resurrection, he writes, these moments of residing solely in the now, not imbued with the debilitating ills of inhabiting the past or the future. I think of navigating life through a thick fog, a dense cloud close to the ground that inhibits our engagement with our surroundings. We are the moving and breathing dead. And yet, with each breath, with each meditation, with each intentional moment, the clouds lift and we become immersed in life once again. We are offered the opportunity to fully connect with ourselves, with others, with the beauty and wonder all around us, for that is to truly live. Through intentional presence, we not only become more engaged with our surroundings, but we are likewise more connected with our own hearts, spirits, bodies, and minds, aware and welcoming of that of which we hold within. Are we feeling anger? Are we reacting with judgment? Are we speaking with animosity? I think of the poem we read earlier, written by 13th century poet, scholar, and theologian Rumi. Joy, depression, shame, malice, welcome and entertain them all, he wrote, grateful for whoever comes. When we are present, we engage with whatever is in our body at whatever particular moment we find ourselves in, the good, the bad, the indifferent. If not anxious, if not depressed, we can meet them with the peace we have cultivated, welcoming each of our emotions for just what they are, emotions. If centered in the now, we can become fully present to whatever life offers, not stagnant in our thoughts, but intuiting how we can transform these ill thoughts or words or actions of harm to those of love and compassion and well-being. We are offered the chance to learn and grow from whatever emotions we experience in each moment. To practice presence is to come alive and fully engage with our surroundings. To practice presence is to connect to all of that of which we hold within. Yet this is bookended with the depression of ruminating in the past and the anxiety of residing in the future, found as we navigate our own individual journeys towards this gift of the present moment. This idea of depression and anxiety was offered by the Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu. Others, including Eckhart Tolle and Jack Kornfield, offer different yet similar interpretations. For example, analogous to living in the state of anxiety for the future is to live in a state of fear. What is yet to come? What ills can I fruitlessly attempt to expect and foresee? This is where I personally reside, somewhere between that continuum of peace and a state of anxiety or fear. Questions and predictions and worries and anticipation of all that is yet to come and all that is entirely imagined. This is a tiring mentality to occupy. These fears hardly ever come to fruition. In reflecting upon these experiences with my dad, he often offers, "Did you learn anything, Jamie?" Guilt, regrets, resentments, grievances, sadness, bitterness, Ailments of a life lived in the past, suggests Eckhart Tolle. Afflictions of ruminating on decisions made, words offered, actions taken, lies told, mistakes experienced, living entirely within that which cannot be changed, that which can never be recreated or transformed. How can we release all of this and focus on the here and now, which is so very beautiful and sacred? I offer, forgive yourself. Be kind to yourself. You are worth it. In relieving ourselves of the detriment of both over-involvement with the past and the future, Thich Nhat Hanh offers, breathe, be mindful, meditate. How can we find that peace held intimately between guilt or resentment and fear or anxiety? We can engage in an activity that feeds our spirits, minds, and bodies. We can find wonder, awe, and beauty in the natural world. We can reside alongside those of whom we love. During those hospital visits, my patient articulated the joy she encountered while anticipating my visit, of which we produced basic art, as it served to her as a sacred pause, a respite, and a release as a moment of peace. I offer one more gift of residing in the presence of the current moment, engaging with those simple things that have the potential to offer us mystery, wonder, and awe. When we meet the mundane with close attention, when we are fully present with monotony, indescribable beauty arises. We are called to intentionally observe of the particular shade of green of a blade of grass, to find an abstract image in the clouds above us, to smell the musty scent of dirt on a rainy day, to see the dimples on the cheeks of a beloved, to feel the warmth of a hug. The more we engage with this, the more sacred and holy our lives become. The more peace we find, blessed moments of pure inner calm. With this yearning and attraction to beauty, the wonder and awe grows and imbues our daily lives with joy and a quiet, unassuming tranquility and presence. Once we have cultivated a presence within us, we can offer this profound gift to another, and this becomes reminiscent of how we engage with ourselves. It is the power of deep listening, in communing with the raw emotions of another and reacting as such. It is a time of hearing the articulated laments of the spirit. Just like toad and frog, we feel sad together. We feel happy together. We exist together, accepting just who another is in any particular moment, angry, jealous, sorrowful. Author and activist Parker Palmer offers us this. The human soul doesn't want to be advised, or fixed, or saved. It simply wants to be witnessed, to be seen, heard, and companioned exactly as it is. What is the soul? It is that spirit inside of us, that still, small voice within. We can pause in this sincere and heartfelt practice of companioning the soul of another, of intentionally pausing with deep love to be with the spirit, to see it and hear it quietly and silently. This practice may be counterintuitive from the tendency to fix or give advice or save a companion who is clearly unwell. I invite us to lean into this potentially new insight and wisdom, and as such, share another story of chaplaincy. There was a man who had decided in all of his emotional pain not to talk, ruminating in his mind over afflictions unknown to me, unknown to any of the hospital staff. Conversation was fruitless, unanswered questions became entirely irrelevant to the situation at hand. All that could be offered from myself or any of the hospital staff was presence. Each afternoon, this ailing man and I existed together and silently watched television. I sat, no words necessary, to be with a man who was clearly aching. The hospital staff and I quietly companioned his soul, listening and seeing through the silence and the dark. I return to the sentiments of Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh as he offers, quote, "The most precious gift we can offer others is presence. When mindfulness embraces those we love, they will bloom like flowers." Not guidance, not advice, not solidarity, although there are times when these are needed. But we reflect upon that particular gift of mindfulness we have cultivated within us. This is often paramount. That intentional pause in the now. When this is fully received, the one-way companion flowers, and their fears become bravery, their regrets become hope, their anger becomes determination. This is when love flourishes. This is when peace infuses the air we inhale. When all we do is companion the soul. When we listen to and see the Spirit. This pairs with another spiritual journey as we ask, how is our presence received by others? Are we emanating anxiety? Are we issuing forth resentment? Are we pouring forth anger from our souls and our spirits? With mindfulness and presence, we hope to issue peace. We offer that our existence be one of love and compassion rippling out to all. This is achievable by each of us, to pause in that moment of a deep breath and settle ourselves in the here and now, so that we can emanate that which heals and calms and soothes. What we cultivate within is what we project without. Who we are on the inside becomes who we are on the outside. Do others feel love and peace within our presence? For this is to be a genuine spiritual being, a guide towards a life of mindfulness. This is to share the peace and presence we hold within to all of those in our midst. This is our greatest gift. So, may we craft art with those dreading the future and lamenting the past, creating a pause, a respite, a refuge from the ills and anxieties of anxiety and depression. May we nurture that which is held in the in-between, nourishing an inner peace that emanates through our very presence. And may we reside in this peace of the present moment cultivated through the practice of breath and meditation and prayer and mindfulness as we both hold this treasured gift within us and share it with the world. May we intimately know the beauty of the wind and the rain and the trees surrounding us, connecting with simple wonder and awe. May we find beauty in this moment, this very moment, in the pews with one another, as we simply are. May we journey quietly and intentionally with the soul of another, with their spirit and inner light and all of that which they hold soundlessly and deeply within. May we go forth cultivating within a calm that settles our very beings in each moment. May our spirits know what it means to live with intention. May our hearts know love as they beat with the power of peace. May our souls emanate compassion and tranquility. And may our presence be our greatest gift. May it be so, and amen. Please rise, embody our spirit to join our voices in hymn number 208, Every Time I Feel the Spirit. quietly, serenely finding a stillness in your soul. Leave, welcoming each moment as a blessed moment, as we lean into the wonder of a pure inner calm. May we breathe in peace, may we breathe out love, and may our presence be our greatest gift. Go in peace, and amen.
My footprints on the sand. Know there was something that I left behind. I leave this world, I leave no regrets. Something to remember, so they won't forget I was here. I did, I loved, I was here. I did, I've done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone will know I was here. I wanna say I lived each day, and still I die. Know that I messed something in somebody's life. Words I have tried will be the ones that I need. I made a difference. This world will see I was here. I was here. I did. I've done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it was. I will leave my mark so everyone will know I was here. My years, my life, I was here. I did, I've done everything that I wanted. More than I thought it would. Now I will leave my mark so everyone will know that I was
Hi everyone. You're welcome to stay for Sundays after today if you want.
Hey, Eric.
Hey Dave. Hey Mel. Hi Sophia. Hi Joy. Oh Mel, if you're muted.
I have I have to run in a few minutes, so I'm not going to be staying for Sundays after,
Okay.
fortunately.
Anyone doing something interesting this afternoon?
No, probably not. I've been on a writing project, so I need to go back and reread the last section.
Great. Okay. Jen and I are going to see the Nutcracker this evening, so we're looking forward to that.
Is that down at the Lyric, Eric?
You know, we're going to the one in Washington, D.C. at the Warner Theater or something. We've been
Yeah.
there a number of times, yeah.
Yesterday, I think the Nutcracker must have been playing in downtown Baltimore at the Lyric
Okay.
Theater because Gail and I were driving by that way around 1 o'clock or so in the afternoon, and there were just a gazillion people streaming into that theater. So
Okay.
we were looking at each other and go, this definitely seems like Nutcracker
Yeah.
season.
Hey guys, this is Sherry. Is anybody joining us for the Sunday after conversation?
Bye.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure because if not, I don't have to keep the cameras on. Okay, I just want to make sure. Is anybody joining?
I don't think
I'm
so.
not,
Unless
no.
Joy, are you planning on joining?
Stay warm outside.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure.
I don't think so.
Okay, I don't think anybody's joining, Eric, right? Or we don't
Yep.
know.
Right. I don't think so.
All right, well, Eric, you've been a blessing, and I'm not going to see you until you get back or whenever. I'll see you because we're not going to be here like next weekend. But sending much love, okay?
All right. Thanks.
And have a great holiday. Love you. Have wonderful time, and we'll miss you.
Great. You have a good holiday too.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yep.
Yeah, they should have a lot of fun. The Warner Theater, I think, is down. I'm trying to remember. Maybe near.
It's a
Maybe
little
on
north
like
of the National
13th or
Mall,
14th.
13, 14, something like that. Yeah, we've been there a few times, so I know where it is. But
Yeah, I'm no
Yeah.
help. I don't know DC at all.
yeah,
I go in and I somehow manage to come out. That's
What's
about
also a lot of fun this time of the year is the Kennedy Center has a great hall which kind of spans the different entertainment venues at the side of the Kennedy Center overlooks the Potomac River. And this time of the year, if you're interested in doing something completely free, believe it or not, they have like local choral groups and local orchestras and things like that. And you just have to look up the Kennedy Center's schedule that play in that great hall at various set times of the day. And it's usually, seasonal oriented theme type of events.
nice. Yeah, in Minneapolis, where I work mostly remotely, but sometimes in person. The various office buildings often have like during the lunch hour performances during the holiday season. My building is famous for having an Elvis impersonator come once a year and sing Christmas songs. Yeah.
Is that like in the lobby or on the
In the
outside or
lobby,
what?
yeah. Well, it's in the lobby because all the Minneapolis office buildings are all connected on the second floor. So you can walk in between all of them. All of the restaurants, there's nothing on the street level. Everything's on the second floor, the
Oh,
office buildings, because it's so cold and snowy and stuff. So they have what's called the Skyway. Everything's interconnected. You can walk between all the buildings and yeah.
are those heated skyway paths then?
Yeah.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
Very nice.
Yeah.
well, guys, I'm going to take off.
All right.
Okay, Mel, I'm going to sign off too, Eric.
All right, me
I'll
too.
see you next time.
Yep, see you next time. All right.
Take care.
Bye.